Both the soccer and football teams head for Jacksonville, Alabama. The volleyball team has 2 games at home, and we'll begin with football, and Coach Mark Elder is here. Coach, against Tennessee State, down 17-0 at halftime. Great comeback, and then the wheels fell off just a little bit late.
We didn't start off real well. We really had a lot of self-inflicted wounds there, particularly on offense. Just anytime we got behind the sticks early, we had a hard time moving the football, and that's to be expected. Tennessee State's got a good defense. But if we didn't hurt ourselves early, we were able to move the football consistently for 3.5 quarters against them. It was just a matter of whether or not we made mistakes. So, and then obviously we were catastrophic mistakes at the end. Made a really close, great ball game, turned into a complete blowout. So we got to get that corrected. We can't have that. I mean, we won't be able to beat anybody. But those guys have made a lot of good decisions throughout the year. Anticipate that won't be an issue going forward. We talked about it. We corrected it. We just got to clean a couple things up from the first 3.5 quarters and go out and play sound football.
Dan Pohl's really become a big target for the offense. He made 8 catches, a career high from his tight end position.
Yeah, Dan's done a really nice job. I mean, he's a threat out there. So he's big, he's athletic, he's got really good ball skills. So he's certainly a big part of our throw game. We've got 3 guys that have really stood out statistically as far as in our throw game. And Dan and Nico and Marcouche, I mean, they're all putting up good numbers and really effective at winning their one-on-one battles.
Really nice touchdown catches by Marcouche. He made 2 of them from Tim Boyle.
Yeah, one was spectacular.
Yeah, it really
was a pretty neat play right there, and that's what you get with him is you have the ability to put the ball out there in a one-on-one situation, even if it's close coverage, and he's got a shot to bring it down. And particularly in the red zone, he's done a good job with that. The other one was a tempo, fast, get the ball out to him quickly, and we blocked well on the perimeter, and he went in. But the one was certainly a spectacular play.
Then on defense, you forced TSU to 4 straight punts, and you did that also in the second half against Southeast Missouri. So we're seeing some steely resolve from your defense.
No question. They have put together strings of good play. We've got to get some things corrected because there was 3 long drives. There was 3 long drives that led to touchdowns. One when we really needed to stop. But they've done a really nice job. Forced a lot of 3-and-outs. I think we had 4 3-and-outs in the second half. And so they've done a really nice job. We've just got to get a couple things corrected as far as either getting off on 3rd down. That's been an issue for us fairly consistently where we've allowed too many 3rd down conversions. And then really 2 of those drives that they had for touchdowns, we allowed too many 10-yard gains, 1st downs on 1st down or 2nd down. So we got to get a couple of those things cleaned up, some missed tackles. But we do those things, I think we can be pretty stingy on D.
Jacksonville State, number 3 in the country, is up next. A 4 o'clock start Eastern time down in Jacksonville, Alabama. They have won 26 straight Ohio Valley Conference games, ties a record held by Eastern Kentucky from 1992 to 1995. Only one team can stop them from potentially setting the record, and that's the Colonels. It'll be a big challenge on Saturday.
Absolutely. I mean, they're number 3, and rightfully so. They're really, really good. So talking about their defense, it's probably the best defense we've faced thus far this year. As far as a complete unit, they're really good. I mean, I would say that they're probably better than what we saw even Kentucky and SEC defense, really man for man. They're really good up front. They're physical, twitchy. Their ends are really, really twitchy guys. They cause problems in both the run game and the pass game. Linebackers are stout. They don't make misfits. They put a lot of people in the box. Safeties are down and triggering quick, and their corners are tall and long and can cover. So that's why they've been so successful defensively. Offensively, they're very, very good. Obviously, they play 2 different quarterbacks. I think they're very similar. It's not like the offense changes much from one to the other, but they're both talented. And they got potentially the premier running back in the conference, who's really, really good. Their offensive line is good, really good. They move people. They do a great job on their combination blocks and getting up to the 2nd level. And I think they got skill out on the perimeter as well. So, and then they're very skilled on special teams. They're sound and simple, but good personnel out there on the field and have been successful. So it's a great challenge. Our kids are fired up. can't wait to go and play them and get an opportunity to show what we're made of against a really, really good team.
I know you said you've been hard at it working on preparation this week, as you always are, but you've told me you've invested a lot in this one.
Yeah, we invest a lot in every single week, there's no question. So we're investing a ton into this week's preparation, making sure that we feel very comfortable with our game plans and that they're concise and we'll be successful.
All right, good luck down in Jacksonville, Alabama on Saturday, Coach.
Thank you, Stotts.
All right, here are the plans of how you can follow the Colonels down in Jacksonville. We will have the 4 o'clock kickoff, our call online at EKUsports.com, on the radio at 100.7 FM, of course, always on the TuneIn app on your phone, the game also on ESPN3. When the Colonels come back next Saturday, it will be homecoming weekend. We'll check in on what's on tap for homecoming when Inside EKU Sports continues.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
Next weekend is homecoming weekend. It actually begins on Thursday, October 19th with some of the events. It's No Place Like Homecoming is the theme. And the Executive Director of Alumni Engagement, Dan McBride, is with us. What are some of the big events coming up?
Well, homecoming is my favorite time of year, Greg. The weather's changing, the leaves are turning, there's a cool crispness in the air, and it's football season, so it's a lot to be excited about. Of course, I hate to say there's a highlight, a single highlight, because we have a lot of highlights during homecoming. The football game, of course, is a big deal, but on that Saturday, it all starts off with breakfast. We call it the Forever Colonel Breakfast. All alums and all community folks are invited to join us. Irvin McDowell Park, we have a giant tent set up. Golden Corral will be there providing breakfast for all the Colonel folks that come out, and that will lead us into the parade. The homecoming run starts at 10. It's followed by the parade right down Lancaster Avenue, down Main Street, and then the tailgating, of course, starts after that in the Colonel Club lot and in the other lots around campus, and that all leads up to the football game at 3 o'clock, and of course at halftime we'll crown a homecoming king and queen.
And there are some honors going out to some special alums as well.
Yeah, on Friday night we have a lot of events on Thursday and Friday that lead up to homecoming, and on Friday night it's one of the highlights for us in the homecoming, or in the alumni office each year, is the annual Alumni Awards Banquet, and we have 15 different individuals this year who are going to be recognized. We have 2 gentlemen who will be going into the Hall of Distinguished Alums, and that is Harv Turner and also Larry Kirksey, who has a connection to the EKU football program. We have actually 3 other student athletes, too, former student athletes, who are among those who are going to be recognized. We have Community Service Award we give, Young Alum Award. So there's a lot of things happening that night at the Alumni Awards. We'll recognize the Pioneer class, and that's folks who have been out 50 years now. They graduated in 1967. And there'll be a special reception and a dinner for them at Keene Johnson, and that's all Friday night, starting at 5 o'clock.
And I know it's just fun to come back to campus if you haven't been here for a while, and things have changed. So it's going to be worth just walking around and seeing how the campus is changing for the better.
Well, and it's really interesting for us in the alumni office, because one of the things that we are trying to do is to recognize how much campus is changing and how different it is for those alums who come back. So we're trying to maybe center our activities around tours now. We're offering more tours for alums because they may not recognize campus when they come back. A lot of things have changed, and so we want to give more time for folks to be able to wander through campus, to see the things that have changed, and to just get a chance to get reacquainted, for lack of a better word, with the EKU campus.
And the best way to find specific events is to go online, right, at EKU.edu?
Yeah, actually, if you go to homecoming.eku.edu, you'll get all the homecoming festivities. It all starts. We have activities Thursday, Friday, and of course all day Saturday. There's a town and gown event with the City of Richmond at the courthouse Friday at noon. There is a young alumni party on Friday night down at the Paddy Wagon on Main Street, and that's later in the evening for all of our younger alums. So all the information is on the website, and we encourage everybody to go there, find what interests them, and join us for some fun.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it very much.
Happy to be here.
Dan McBride talking about homecoming. No place like homecoming, the theme this year. When we come back on Inside EKU Sports, we're going to talk about soccer. The soccer team on a roll, on an undefeated roll.
EKU is the campus beautiful. The school of opportunity, where you are always welcome. And it feels like home. We're changing how we look, but our mission is still the same. To help you expand your knowledge, discover your passion, and unlock your purpose. Be a Colonel. Your time is now.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
Let's talk soccer now on Inside EKU Sports with Colonel Coach Nick Flohre. Unbeaten are the Colonels in their last 8 games, 4-0-3 in the OVC, tied for first in points with Belmont. Murray with an extra game to play, a point behind you. It's really 4 teams really jumbled in there. Belmont's playing well, and you got them coming up as well. So it's a race to the end here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of parity, as we've always known, a lot of parity in the conference, and there's still teams that, you know, if the top 4 don't take serious, they can lose points to them. So there's teams just below the top 4 who could jump, you know, if they have a good last couple of weeks.
So the last home game was a big one. It was against Murray State, the regular season conference champions from last year. Haven't lost a OVC game in a long time in regular season, and you played them to a 1-1 draw. I know some things that got away from you, and then a good Emmy Carroll equalizer in the 71st minute.
Yeah, I think we'd be disappointed. I think we are disappointed with how it finished, because I thought we had chances to win the game. It's a battle. I mean, there's a reason they haven't lost in 3.5 years. So we had the chances. You know, we would put it on ourselves more than them. So it's a little disappointing we didn't get the win, but a point in how tight the table is going to be helpful.
Emmy has the equalizer. She's the one that missed the PK. Anna bobbled one ball in the box that scored the goal, but she was solid with big saves in that second overtime.
Yeah, I mean, she's been great the past month, and the one goal is a little uncharacteristic of her. It doesn't typically happen, but she kept us in the rest of the game. She's kept us in the past couple of weeks. She's come up with massive saves that have prevented the tying goal or the goal to take the lead in some of these games we've drawn. So, in Emmy, she's leading the team in goals. She typically hits the PK, and she's going to be the first one to ask to take the next one. She's confident in it, and we're confident in her. It's just something that happens every once in a while. But both of the girls and everybody else, they've done everything we've asked of them the past couple of weeks, and we fully expect them to take care of everything in the next couple of weeks.
You have become a very good defensive team from what I've seen, on paper and then watching the games. Are you hanging your hat on defense right now?
Absolutely. I mean, to win championships, you have to defend well. And there aren't a lot of chances in these games with how tight they are and how talented both teams are. So, you got to make sure you take away any chance that the other team creates. And we've done that. Our back line has been very, very good. Just clipping film just before this, the back 4 in the back and our goalkeeper against Murray were great with closing down. They've got some talented forwards, and I thought we dealt with them pretty well.
What do you have to do offensively to maybe score some more goals, get a little separation?
Just get more players involved. We're sort of in transition a little bit too much, where we're asking 1 or 2 people to take on 3 or 4, and we need to give them more support. So it's part of our possession getting a little bit better in order to add more players in the attack, and then getting the chances and finishing them. I mean, but it's just a matter of getting the ball to a point where we have multiple players that are able to get the last touch.
looking at the table, you play two teams below you in the standings, and that is Jacksonville State on Friday evening down in Alabama, followed by Tennessee Tech on Sunday afternoon in Cookeville. But like you said, you've got to take care of those points to stay in the hunt for a championship.
Yeah, Jacksonville State, I know they're towards the bottom, but they've still taken care of teams that are sort of mid-table and given some good games to teams that are towards the top. And then Tennessee Tech is, point-wise, they have an easy chance to come up towards the top if they get a couple more wins.
Back home Sunday, October 22nd against a Belmont team that's currently tied in the table at 15 points with you, and that's a big game at home last regular season.
They've had a great year. Yeah, in conference and in out of conference, they're very attack-minded. They're getting more shots than any other team they play. So it's going to be a battle.
All right, Nick, good luck on the road this weekend.
Absolutely, thanks.
Nick Flohre, the head coach of the EKU soccer team, doing well at the top of the OVC. It seems to be a theme in women's sports these days. We'll check in on another team, the volleyball team, when we come back.
Hit high and deep.
Back of the end zone. Brown got it.
Flohre drives inside, put it up. This one swung and missed it.
Now Smith again, block point Tech.
Nice turnaround by Johnson. Near post. Kick in.
Any place, anytime. Find it here. The OVC Digital Network.
Just like soccer, volleyball in first place in the Ohio Valley Conference, and Lauren Kolenik, who is an outside hitter, joins us, a freshman from Pennsylvania. She's from Pittsburgh, so you know she's a Steelers fan, right?
Yes, love my Steelers.
Congratulations to the team. You guys went down to Clarksville, Tennessee against an Austin Peay team that had not been scored upon. They'd won 15 straight sets, had won 11 matches in a row, and you beat them 3-1. What was the key?
It was a lot of team chemistry, like depending on each other, knowing that the girl next to you is going to do her job and you do your job, and together we work as one machine, get the job done. And
it's been tough. You know, your roommate, Rachel Woody, was an important part of this team, injured her knee, and you've been part of stepping up to fill in her role.
Yeah, so another one of our roommates, Maria, and I have stepped in taking that role. So I'll play the front row, Maria plays the back row, and it's been working out pretty well with these past 2 wins. Obviously, like losing someone like Rachel is a big hit, but everyone as a team has taken it upon themselves to step up and rally back for the team.
You have 56 kills in OVC play, a good 5-1 record. That's second on the team. That's got to be fun. I mean, you look at me, look how short I am. I couldn't kill the ball over a net if I had to. That has to be a fun part of the game.
Yeah, I love front row ever since I was a kid. You know, you always wanted to be the one to put the ball down and get the big celebration. So that's always something I wanted to do, and I'm glad I'm able to do it here.
Volleyball's such a great game. It's an American-based game, and I love it because it's always action. I love the setting to get to the kill. And do you run plays like in basketball? Interesting.
Yeah, so like before the serve comes on our side, the setter will communicate to the hitters what they want to run. So there's different movements, like people can switch positions, hit in different places, you know, try to get that block on the other side confused. So, and that will help us end up earning that kill. So yeah, there is a lot of strategy that goes behind it.
Before you went to Austin Peay and had the big win over a team that was at the top of the OVC, and that's where Eastern is now, along with Austin Peay, you beat Morehead State. That's a rival, so that was a good win.
Yeah, when I got here, they always said like 2 Kentucky teams, they're rivals. So being able to sweep them even was a big win.
You can't rest on your laurels of beating the Governors. You now have SIU Edwardsville coming in. They've won 4 in a row. They're right behind Austin Peay and Eastern Kentucky at 4-2 in the OVC. So pressure on Friday night. Yeah, hopefully we can pull out that win. And, you know, I know that we can. We have the ability. So as long as we do what we got to do, we'll make that 6-1 instead of 5-1. You guys lived out west for quite a while, playing a lot of tough teams. Tough schedule. Record didn't look good, but you were tested. How has that helped once you got to OVC play? Yeah, it really has helped us a lot.
we've learned that in difficult situations when you're playing those teams, you got to adjust to different things. You got to adjust to a bigger block, and that's helped us when we're playing teams that maybe aren't as big as those like Pac-12 and Big Ten schools. That we have those skills now to be able to defeat these teams in our conference.
Okay, Lauren, thanks. Congratulations. Glad to have you as a Colonel.
Thank you.
All right, that's Lauren Kolenik. She's an outside hitter for EKU. Come out and catch the volleyball team again Friday at 6 against SIU Edwardsville, followed by a 2 o'clock match against Eastern Illinois on Saturday at McBrayer Arena Alumni Coliseum. And that does it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. You can always keep up with what's going on in the world of Colonel Athletics. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you again right here next week.